I'm Becky.
I'm Sarah.
She forgot her name. And we're doing Bickering Book Reviews. Today we're going to talk about Goodbye Days by Jeff Zentner, which we got through NetGalley in exchange for an honest review. And this book is about Carver, who is a 17-year-old boy going into his senior year of high school in a private arts school outside of Nashville. And the week before school goes back, he texts his friends when one of them is driving, and it causes a massive car accident. And so now Carver he blames himself. Lots of people in the community blame him for texting them, and because they all died. And there is a possibility of a court case also blaming him. This is Zentner's second book. His first book was Serpent King, which I believe just won the Morris Award.
I think it was Morris.
Yes. And that's basically what it's about. I really liked this book. I'm a big fan of Zentner's. Loved Serpent King. I thought it was one of the best books of last year. Sarah disagrees with me.
I wholeheartedly disagree with you.
She very much disagrees with me.
The problems that occurred in Serpent King were even more pronounced in this book, and I think I have a better idea of why I don't like Zentner. So my biggest issue with this book stems from the fact that there is a legal case against Carver, who sent a text message to his friend. His friend is responding, and it's Carver's fault that his friends are now dead. And there's like nobody specifically telling him, dude, this isn't your fault. Like, you didn't know 100% that your best friend was reading the text in the car, that he hadn't pulled over, that he was texting you back, that he hadn't given his phone to somebody else. Like, how is this case even winnable?
So I feel like Blake's grandmother, which I probably should mention this, so the goodbye days come from, Carver has a goodbye day for each of his friends, where he spends a day with their family and doing things that they would like to be able to say goodbye. And I feel like the one friend, Blake, I feel like his grandmother said, this is not your fault. And I feel like Carver's parents, I don't know if they actually come out and say it, but they definitely, they're not blaming him. And I hate the idea of the court case, which I feel like Zentner's not saying that the court case is a good thing, but apparently this is happening in Pennsylvania right now.
Well, but like the thing is with Blake's grandmother, yes, she does say it's not your fault, but it sounds very like patronizing, and it's not your fault. Like, you would tell that to somebody no matter what. Not specifically, no, you sending that text message, it is not your fault that Mars made the decision to, respond.
And I have to admit, I wasn't crazy about how nobody at any point said, hey, Mars did answer the text.
Nobody did.
And that kind of bugged
nobody
me.
even really questioned the fact that Mars's father was starting legal proceedings. Nobody was questioning him.
I feel like Zentner tried, though, to use each of the friends' family to kind of show different aspects of grief, and I feel like Mars's dad was just angry, and I feel like he was angry at the wrong person. I could see being angry at the person that sent the text message, but he wasn't angry at Mars at all.
See, but the thing is, you can be angry all you want, but that doesn't mean that the whole rest of the world lets you be angry in a vacuum. The fact of the matter is, the emotions didn't cross over. It was like, here is the stereotypical viewpoint of grief. This is how I feel. And then nobody kind of interacted in that way. I think that the emotionality that Zentner presents, he's just not good with emotional things. And perhaps that will appeal to, teen boys or those who don't want emotional novels. But I think it lost a lot of what it should have.
See, and I thought he did a good job showing the emotions.
I don't think he did at all. I didn't believe the grief. Like, I felt like, especially with Carver, it felt very like these kids were in his school, they so happened to die, and now he's kind of coming to terms with the fact that, he isn't invincible.
See, and I thought because he's showing these flashbacks of, like, all these important aspects in Carver's life and that they were there, and, like, he didn't have any memories that were separate from them, showed how entwined they were and how important they were in his life.
Right, but yes, that showed how important they were, but when you flash forward to present time, it doesn't seem... even the panic attacks that he has aren't described very well, that it doesn't seem like the friend's death, even though they were with him the whole, through everything, it doesn't seem like it really impacts him in the present.
See, and I thought he did a good job showing it. I also liked, there's like a little bit of a nod to Serpent King, which I enjoyed, which I know you don't care. And I like his settings. I like how he does his settings in the South. I think he does a really good job of showing Southern politics and the the Southern Baptist thing, I think he nails every time.
See, and I didn't even notice it. Like, and I love Nashville, and I love going there. But this book doesn't make me want to go to Nashville. It just felt like it's something that could have happened anywhere. That like it didn't seem like there was really a focus on the setting. I mean, which you don't really get in a lot of other books. Like, just because I read a book about Ohio doesn't mean I want to travel to Ohio. But like, I don't know. It wasn't noticeable for me.
Maybe I'm more sensitive to the Southern thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So we agree to disagree. So
Yeah.
we're just going to rate it. So our rating scale starts at the top with 5 unicorns and goes down to 2 unicorns. Unless we really don't like the book, then it's 1 horse, because horses aren't as cool as unicorns. I really liked this book. I liked the way he did it. I liked the whole story. I liked the ideas of grief. So I'm giving it 4 unicorns.
I know what I want to give it, but I'm feeling charitable today, so I'm going to give it more than what I want to give it. I'm going to give it 2 unicorns.
We should bring back calves.
I'm going to give it 2 unicorns. I want to just call this book a troll. But anyway, I'm giving it 2 unicorns because I really didn't like it. I wasn't compelled by the story. I didn't believe a lot of the emotions, and yeah, didn't care about it.
And that's where we are with Goodbye Days by Jeff Zentner.
All right, adios.
Bye.